The file you are about to hear has been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item number 6553, Level 2, Restricted. Containment Class, Keter. Disruption Class, Dark. Risk Class, Warning. Special Containment Procedures. Containment of SCP-6553 has been deemed unfeasible. All efforts are to be focused on the collection of SCP-6553-A through G. Drone Fleet Alpha 10, the Pride, is to search for and notify Command of any sightings of the anomaly. A through G are stored in isolated containment vats at the Central Foundation Treasury. Mixing of the fluids is only to be carried out by direct order of the First Financial Officer. MTF Mu-0, Maxwell's Demons, are assigned to the tracking and capture of a hypothesized demonic entity that is suspected to be the source of the anomaly. Description: SCP-6553 is a phenomenon where a rainbow will appear after no rainfall has occurred. Unlike baseline rainbows, which are intangible forms of light, the anomalous instances are made out of a collection of 7 viscous fluids. This collection of fluids mimics the appearance of baseline rainbows in all aspects other than physical tangibility. Testing has revealed all fluids to be ingestible with varying effects based on their colors. When consumed, the subject will yell a phrase, and an effect based on the color of the fluid will occur. When combined, these fluids will harden into the element Au. All gold formed this way shows no anomalous properties and can be used as gold in financial transactions.
Addendum 6553.1 Test Log.
Fluid A. Red. Stated phrase: friendship comes from inside. Effect: the subject's chest cavity opens, expelling 10 to 15 human hearts. The hearts will float in a straight line from the subject until hitting a wall or another human. Any human a heart comes into contact with will fall in love with the subject. After the expiration of the subject due to blood loss, any affected subjects will mourn the subject's death and be unable to recover from their grief. Fluid B. Orange. Stated phrase: keep a balanced diet. Effect: the subject's brain tissue reconstitutes itself into plant matter of various fruits. The brain will function identically to a non-anomalous brain. If the subject does not spend all their time in rooms with a temperature of 5 degrees Celsius or lower, their brain will begin to rot following the process of the respective fruit, during which time the brain functions will degrade rapidly. After 1 week of rotting, the subject's brain will be in a state considered legally deceased. Fluid C. Yellow. Stated phrase: anyone can be a star. Effect: through unknown anomalous means, any subject who ingests the fluid will become well known in their hometown as having murdered someone. Fluid D. Green. Stated phrase: go green. Effect: 1 week post-consumption, the subject will begin shedding pine needles. Within 1 month of consumption, the subject's skin will start to thicken, causing the subject to lose the ability to move. 2 months after initial intake of the fluid, the subject will become indistinguishable from a Picioideae francus, spruce tree. Fluid E. Blue. Stated phrase: sharing is caring. Effect: the subject will express regret regarding past wrongdoings and apologize while sobbing uncontrollably. This continues until all bodily fluids have been expelled through the tear ducts. Fluid F. Indigo. Stated phrase: indigo is a nothing color and there's no reason for it. Effect: the subject will vanish from baseline reality. Fluid, G, violet. Stated phrase, always do the noble thing. Effect, for 24 hours after ingestion of the liquid, all persons interacting with the subject will regard the subject as their superior.
Addendum 6553.2.
Research into the origins of the anomalous phenomenon led to the discovery of an abandoned suburban home. The home's basement had been the base of operations for a cult formed in the late 50s, whose goal was to summon Dinkin and trap it, allowing all cult members to live forever off its milk. The cult officially disbanded the same week as the first recorded anomalous event. Items found at the scene include a summoning circle designed to summon demonic entities, a coat rack with 10 red robes, along with 5 red robes in child sizes, an invite reminding all cult members of the annual Bring Your Daughter to Cult Day, charms and books used for the summoning of all quadrupedal creatures, a small statuette of a Dinkin, found on a table with other ritual supplies still in perfect condition, a unicorn plushie with the chest cavity open. Horse blood and stuffing were scattered near the plush toy. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, follow the link in the description to patreon.com/SCP Unredacted and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to production logs, merchandise, recognition, and even a part in a skip. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their link's in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.